Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Signing with Allison, and today I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you guys. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna be talking about 10 things you should never say to a deaf person. So here we go. Number 1. Don't say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then walk away. Deaf people are really not that scary. When someone tells you that they can't hear, try making sure you're looking directly at the person. When you talk to them, speak clearly, but don't exaggerate your lip movements. Or hey, get a piece of paper and use your phone, write down what you're saying. Number 2, how do you drive? Deaf people use their eyes just as hearing people do. Studies have shown that deaf drivers are no more likely to get into an accident than hearing drivers, and actually tend to have lower accident rates. Number 3, can you read? Of course they can read. Deaf people can totally understand this when people are asking them that. Yes, English may not be their first language, but on the other hand, deaf people go to school, have jobs, and do everything that hearing people can do. Well, of course, except here. So, of course they can read. Number 4. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I think I have a hearing loss too. I have a hard time understanding people sometimes. You know, like at concerts, and monster truck rallies. Not being able to hear people talking when you're in a loud environment is just like being deaf or hard of hearing. I can totally understand people's first instinct is to try and find common ground or the same thing. This statement is supposed to show understanding and support. That said, it usually comes across as dismissive. When someone is telling you that they need you to look at them when they're speaking, that's because they can't hear you. They're not looking for you to say you know all about it. They're just trying to let you know what they need in order to understand you. Just do that, okay? Number 5. Oh, but you can lip read, right? Neat. Can you tell me what the guy over there is saying across the room? Lip reading is not a superpower, and no, I cannot tell you what the guy from across the room is telling you. It's hard enough already to figure out what's going on in the conversation, and also just stop being a snoop. Number 6. Oh, I'm sorry. Losing your hearing would have been the worst thing in the world. It has its downsides, for sure, but it's really not that bad. With this response, it makes deaf people feel like they're being somewhat pitied and completely dismisses the awesomeness of deaf culture. Even if you're thinking this, please don't say it. Just don't. Number 7. But you have hearing aids. Yes, they do have hearing aids, and they're pretty awesome, but they're not miracle workers. They just can't cure the person's hearing loss. She still has to lip read and use signing ASL to know what people are talking about. Hearing aids, basically, it helps you kind of know what someone's talking about, but you have to fill in the words, fill in the blanks. And if someone has hearing aids, don't assume that they can hear things, or that they can't, for that matter. Number 8. Oh, are you going to get the implant thing fixed to fix your hearing? The decision to get a cochlear implant is a big decision, and it involves a lot of factors that you probably aren't aware of if you haven't been around the deaf community for a long time. Besides, the fact that this question assumes that something is wrong with the person that needs to be fixed, and it's really personal, complicated question. If you're not going to ask someone about the CI, please be sensitive to that, and maybe wait until you've known the person a little while before you bring it up. Number 9. But you don't sound deaf. Of all the things that you can say to a deaf person on a daily basis, this is the one that drives them crazy. This is the reason they usually go voice off in public. People have a hard time understanding that just because they have a good speech quality does not mean deaf people can hear. So they're not ignoring you, they just can't hear you. And this is going to be closely related to number 10. Lastly, number 10. Wow, your speech is really good. Deaf people get this well-meaning comment almost from everyone they meet. Even interpreters sometimes say this to them. There are several reasons why hearing people, should never say this to someone that is deaf. For one thing, it makes a person feel awkward and self-conscious, and for another, the underlying message is that speaking skills are to be highly valued and praised. It implies that people who don't have a clear speech are less intelligent, capable, or aren't trying hard enough. This comment makes deaf people feel like they're being patted on the back. They didn't do anything special to earn their speaking skills. Their speech says nothing about their intelligence or their abilities. They just happen to grow up with enough residual hearing to make speech work for them. In some ways, their clear speech is a drawback. It makes it that much harder for people to understand their deafness. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up because that really helps me out. And comment down below, what did you think of this newfound knowledge that you've learned? Do you agree? Do you disagree? And if you haven't checked out my latest episode, it will be in the description bar down below, along with all my other links. And if you haven't yet, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye. This random sign of the week is the actual word. Random. 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 Random.